Hello everyone, my name is Caitlin and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about the new Disney Channel show called The Lodge. So the show is from Disney Channel UK and it is a musical drama series, which is something that was new to me. But I decided to watch this show because, as I'm sure some of you know, I am a huge Descendants fan. And so Thomas Daughtry, I believe is how you say his last name. Anyways, he plays Sean on this show and he's going to be playing Hook's son in Descendants 2. And so I wanted to see how good this guy was. And I ended up really liking the show, so let's just jump right into it. So we start the episode off and we're introduced to the main character who is named Sky. She's in the car with her dad and they're going to live in the lodge that her mom grew up in, and so it's assumed that her mom has passed away because of the picture that we see of her mom. So she calls her friend Josh, or he calls her, I can't remember. Anyways, Josh is the guy that she FaceTimes all the time and they're best friends. And so that's a reoccurring thing, is that they talk over the phone a lot, which is interesting. Then they break out into song, which is also something new to me, like I said earlier. And we also get to see clips of Sean and Ben, who are the main guys in the show, for the first time. They're riding their bikes around, doing their thing. And then they cut off her dad, who is driving, which somehow causes the car to break down for some reason. Anyways, then Sean and Sky share a moment, and then he offers to take Sky to the lodge. So he gives Sky a ride to the lodge, and then she takes a selfie with him, which is weird because they just met. And then she sends it to her friend and says, "Future boyf," which is weird. I don't know if that's a British saying or what, but I've never heard that before, and I found that weird, but whatever, moving on. Sky's granddad sends Ben to fix the car, in which we find out that her dad has some other ulterior motives for being at the lodge, and Ben is not happy about that. So we meet Kaylee and Noah, who are talking with Sean about Sky being quote-unquote the enemy, and then Sean's dad shows up and he's super rich apparently. Anyways, he trashes on Sean for a bit and then drives away, and it was like, okay, what was the point of that? Anyways, then we find out that Sean's dad wants to buy the lodge, and that Sky's dad has not told her yet, so drama. So then meet Danielle, who is attempting to be a star of a new reality show called My Amazing Life, except the producer doesn't think that her life is enough drama going on in it, and so she doesn't think people will want to watch the show. So then Sky meets Ben again, who is rude to her, obviously, because he's mad at her for her dad selling the lodge, but she doesn't know that. And then Sean comes in and they talk for a bit, and then awkwardness happens in which Sky asks him out, and then we find out that he is dating Danielle, which I will talk more about later. So Ben goes to clean Sky's room, and she takes a creepy picture of him and then tells her that her dad's selling the lodge, and she gets mad at her dad, and then everyone realizes that Sky didn't know, and it's this big thing. And then we get Kylie and Sky, and they have a do-over meeting, and she invites her to their little get-together to say goodbye to the lodge. And so they're all playing volleyball, having a good time, and then Danielle tells Sky that it's Sean's dad who's buying the lodge, and she gets distracted and then gets hit in the face with a volleyball. So she's mad about Sean's dad buying the lodge, and she storms off. And then Ben encourages Sky to fight for the lodge, and they have their little moment, and it's like, oh my goodness, love triangle. Even though there shouldn't be, because Sean is in a relationship. Anyways, she drives back to the lodge and she sings a song and then gets her dad not to sell it. And then the My Amazing Life TV producer thinks that Sky's life has more drama than Danielle's and offers her the job. And she says, here's my card, and then just think about it. And it's like, ooh, drama. And then the show ends with Sky discovering that a picture of her mom is ripped, and she asks her dad about it, but he just plays it off like, oh, sometimes pictures rip, oh no. It's like, what? Anyways, then he's talking to her granddad, and we realize that they're hiding something, and then the episode ends, and it's like, oh no, what's gonna happen? So yeah, that's the plot. For the first episode, I thought they did a good job with having that mystery element without the plot line being too predictable. And since I have seen later episodes, I think that this one did a fairly good job of not having it focus too much on the relationship aspects as some of the other episodes do. Even though I do really, really enjoy the relationship aspects of the show, it's still nice to have other plot lines as well for the people that want to know what's going on outside the relationships, even though I'm pretty sure all we care about is the ships on this show, am I right? Anyways, since this is the first episode of the series, I'm going to talk a bit more about the characters in this one particularly, because there is something to be said here. Because, well, all of these characters are stock characters. So we'll start with Sky. So she is the typical damsel in distress. Her mother died and she feels like she needs to have a boyfriend to move on. and she takes a lot of selfies, which is really weird, but she kind of stops later on. Like, it doesn't become so much as a thing as it did in the first episode. Maybe it's just because it was the first episode, and so I was just getting used to her taking so many selfies, but whatever. So then Sean, who is really attractive, but he makes literally no sense, but he's obviously the typical jock character who is really good looking and is with the other popular good looking girl, Danielle. She's that stock character. Even though she's really mean and nobody knows why Sean is with her, he's still with her, even though he flirts with Sky the whole episode. Anyways, he makes no sense. Moving on. So Ben, I feel, is supposed to be, like, he starts off as the mysterious other guy, but then he kind of changes throughout the next few episodes, and I actually feel like he's one of the more developed characters, even though he also does fit into the other. He's literally just, I'm the other guy, and I'm probably the better choice, but I'm just gonna go for the other guy instead. Anyways, Josh is obviously the sidekick and the funny best friend who life literally revolves around Sky. He literally never mentions anything that he's doing or what's going on in his life. It's always about Sky, and he's always there just for Sky, and it's really weird, but that's how it is. So like I mentioned earlier, Danielle, mean popular girl, hot boyfriend. Okay, moving on. Kaylee and Noah are basically there to fit that will they, won't they plot line. They really don't have much else going on. Then you can do the same thing with the adults. You know, her granddad is the wise mentor and Sean's dad is the rich guy. You guys see what I'm doing? It's pretty simple. Now this is actually a smart decision. It draws viewers in with the familiarity of it. But if the show can prove to be something more than that, it's going to have to develop these characters further. So hopefully they do that, because I think the show could be really great if they can do that, but I really don't know. So that's all I have to say for today. But question of the day, are you guys team Ben or Sean? I want to know because I can't decide. So leave it in the comments below. I also want to hear what your thoughts are on this episode. Did you enjoy it? Do you like The Lodge? Do you think I should keep doing reviews, or you're like, this show's dumb? I don't know, I like it. I'm into relationship shows. I like shipping things. I just can't decide who to ship. I mean, other than Kaylee and Noah, they're obviously meant to be. Anyways, feel free to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel for more Disney videos. But that's all for now. I will talk to you all very, very soon.